And we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things. About not finishing when you have an opponent in a position to put them away. But what we're doing on the sideline is feeling like the game's over. And
That's Brian Kelly, coach of the LSU Tigers. Matthew, you know a thing or two about the Tigers.
Fucking Brian Kelly, man. Get them ready. Get them ready to play. Enough talking. Just fucking.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Prepped.
Well, we're talking LSU. We're talking all things SEC. We're going to do a whole deep dive just on the other side of the intro here.
You're tuned in to the Red Zone Blitz.
Here we go. Here we go.
The home for all things NFL and college football.
Ready? Ready.
What is happening? We are back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the love and support you guys have been showing the Red Zone Blitz podcast. If you haven't found us already, go follow us on Instagram, Red Zone Blitz Pod. Follow us on X and TikTok as well. You can write to us, redzoneblitzpodcast@gmail.com. I'm your host, G. I'm joined by
Brandon. What's up? What's up?
And Matthew, what's up, everybody?
We decided to do something special for you guys. It's in our name, the Blitz. College football has officially begun. We have some week 0 matchups that are underway. Thank you again to our special guest, Joel Norris from Pigskin Frenzy, who joined us in our last episode to talk all things week 0. We were sitting down and we're like, you know what? Why don't we give you guys a complete breakdown and provide you a little bit more episodes this upcoming week? So we're going to be coming out with 4 more episodes than we normally do. The first one will be dropping Sunday. Then we'll have one come out Monday, one on Tuesday, and then our regular episode that drops on Wednesday. You'll hear that. And then we'll drop that one on Thursday, the last one there. And then we'll have our final episode that you normally hear come out on Friday. That should take you all the way to the rest of the college football slate. We're going to be doing a deep dive into 4 conferences. We've got the SEC preview in this episode. We've got the Big 10 preview, the Big 12 preview, and of course, the all illustrious ACC with Clemson, Miami, and now Bill Belichick. So we'll be diving into all of that. Let's start. The monster. We call him the resident SEC expert. We're going to find out why. Brandon, what's going on with the SEC for the people that don't know?
So at the SEC, so there's 16 teams. Now, no one wants to hear about the bottom feeders. So Kentucky, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Vanderbilt.
Shout out Vanderbilt. Might be giving away a Vanderbilt jersey. If Vanderbilt, I believe it's if Vanderbilt wins a national championship.
Yeah, good luck with that. Now, I know Diego Pavia has talked a lot of shit about winning that championship.
He is like when they talk about like why Netflix specials and like doing deep dive backgrounds into like teams and sports and all that stuff is a great idea to build your brand. That's a classic example. Every household is now cheering on for Vanderbilt if they don't have skin in the game. So, you know what? Go Diego, go.
Look, I love the confidence, but let's be real. At the end of the day, it's still Vandy. Now, I don't think Saban said that last year.
Nothing good has ever come after the sentence, I love the confidence, but it's always been an insult. It's just it's nothing good. Sorry, Vanderbilt.
I mean, Vandy's championship game is going to be going into Tuscaloosa and trying to repeat last year's historic upset. That's their championship.
They got to prove that they're not just a one-hit wonder, right?
Absolutely.
Come back and do it again.
Now, you've got some of the middle pack teams, Mizzou, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Auburn. I'm going to say Texas A&M in that. I'm a little higher on Florida, South Carolina, and unfortunately, Oklahoma.
Oh, that must hurt to say, eh?
It does, but at the same time, rivalries are better
when the other
both
team's
are
good. Yeah, you don't want to beat up on
we had that a couple of years ago. We just absolutely shit kicked them. I mean,
damn, some Oklahoma fans listening to this right now are just in pain.
Hey, you know what? It's 4:49 in the afternoon, and OU still sucks.
There you go. That's all you have to hear
That's
really
all you
about
need to
OU.
hear.
Yeah.
Now, Florida has a tough schedule as we've gone over, but DJ Lagway is one of the best QBs in the nation. If they can win some of the games that they have a stretch of 5 of 6 games where they play LSU, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, and Georgia. You know, if they can get 3 wins, maybe 4 of those wins, they take care of business against Ole Miss, Tennessee, and FSU, and obviously no upsets to the other. I mean, they're going to be a contender, but it's a tough road for them.
I think just to add to that, actually, I know Joel said it last episode where if a team has like 3 losses, then you just take them out of the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Like they don't deserve to get in. But I think in Florida's case, because that schedule is just so hard, I think you got to look at them even if they only have, 3 losses.
Like I said, with the last one, I said if they have 3 of those losses are, a field goal or less loss,
Yep.
They could still be in that conversation with them taking the strength of schedule into consideration. Now, South Carolina, they've got Lenore Sellers. They were one of the hottest teams to finish last season.
That's goggles wearing Lenore Sellers. That's not your everyday player. That's a player who wears sports goggles when he plays quarterback.
6 straight wins to finish off with 4 of those being ranked opponents. If they can build on that, now they have to have a better start than 3-3 like they did last year. But if you look at their schedule, they really should be 5-0 heading into LSU. And then they've got home games against OU, Alabama, then back on the road for Ole Miss and Texas A&M. But I mean, South Carolina could be good. Now, I don't really want to talk about OU for the obvious reasons, but a lot of people, including Joel Norris, who you mentioned from Pigs Kid Frenzy, was here on our last episode talking about week 0. He's high on them. It's a make or break season for their head coach, Brent Venables. They brought in John Mateer and his offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle from Washington State. They've got a good defense. They led the SEC in, I believe, fumble recoveries. So the defense is going to be good. It's just going to be, can they get that offense going? And that's...
Defense wins championships, but they also need to win some games to get to the championship game, and you can't do that without scoring. So,
absolutely.
I wanted to. There's a team that you haven't mentioned yet, and you can't mention the SEC without this team. I'm not going to talk about them just yet because I'm going to wait until you mention them. But people, I don't think they might not get the full grasp of what the SEC really is and how is it really, how big of a deal really is it to be in the SEC. So why don't we ask Mr. Cam Newton what it's like to be in the SEC?
This is the words that was uttered to me by Coach Gene Chizik that I'll never forget him on. He said, Cam, the 4 most important people in the state of Alabama. It's the head coach of Auburn. It's the head coach of Alabama. It's the starting quarterback for Auburn. And it's the starting quarterback for the University of Alabama. You're one of those 4. It's just a little different. The state of Alabama does not have no professional sports. So when you're talking about Alabama football and Auburn football, anybody from Alabama, where you from Dothan, Birmingham, Mobile, Montgomery, Bessemer, you ask this one question on Thanksgiving, what colors you wearing? And they already know.
Turkey flying.
Man, listen, call them crazy. I call them rambunctious, beautiful people. Belligerent fans. Not all fans make it in the state. $100,000 fine to rush the field. Man, I guarantee you this. Let an upset happen in the SEC. Man, they gonna pay that. We'll make that back in 10 minutes, man. Come on, man. The tailgate started on a Wednesday.
What you got going on Wednesday?
The people will bring their RVs on Wednesday because they knew if they wait to Friday, they not gonna have their spot. A 8-2 or a 7-3 SEC matchup is way better than a 6-0, 6-0 Big Ten matchup. I'm saying that. It's just different, brother. Just because you got a lot of people, that don't mean everybody hanging out the window like the Joker.
Damn. Okay. Tell us how you really feel. With that, I would be stupid if I didn't ask. Alabama, the Tide. Actually, before I ask about the Tide, I can't ask about the Tide without playing this clip. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me here.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Blitz, Bama, blitz, baby. Blitz, Bama, blitz. I love America and I love the Tide, baby. And I love Will and the Death. That's right. Don't give a shit about piss but the Tide. Tide, go get them. Tide, go take them down. 24-17.
Shout out to Willie. He doesn't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Brandon, Alabama. So I know Nick Saban. It's been a while. You know, he's left now. It's almost like we gotta come to terms with it. He's not coming back. A lot of people spent last year wondering when he was going to come back and leave his desk at ESPN. Nick Saban's gone. Now, they didn't do horrible last year. It was not a horrible season, but it was not an Alabama-worthy, Alabama-esque season.
I mean, they went in and lost to Vanderbilt after Nick Saban famously said.
That is true. That is true. Now, the post-Saban identity are they still a threat, or are they becoming more of a fading empire now?
I mean, it's Alabama. Now, Kalen DeBoer is under a huge amount of pressure because of that. It's his second year. Nick Saban's gone. He's not Nick Saban. No one is Nick Saban. But that doesn't mean anything to this program. This program demands and expects excellence. They demand and expect playoffs. They expect to win the national championship every year. That
they're not
changes.
Tailgating on Wednesday for a team that they don't have any expectations for. Like, people in Alabama, as Mr. Cam Newton famously just said, there is no professional sports team in Alabama. All the pressure is on you to win. People talk a lot of stuff in major sports, like other sports, where they're like, it's so hard, like NHL. It's so hard to win in Toronto because of the media, or the pressure to win is so great. Are you telling me there's no pressure on the quarterback of the Alabama Crimson Tide, or the head coach, or the star running back, wide receiver, defensive back? You get what I'm saying here. It's right up there. Dallas Cowboys, New York Yankees, you got the, Boston Red Sox, you got the Patriots, you got the Celtics, you got the Lakers, you got all these teams, all these pressure head situations. Alabama for college sports is right there.
And so much for Kalen DeBoer. Like you said, they renamed the field Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. So it was like, if you want to be a part of that glory of all these head coaches that have come in the past with Nick Saban and Paul Bryant and Bear Bryant, you gotta win, right? You gotta show it. 9-4 last year, like 5-3 in the SEC.
This is a good question. I'll ask, and to paint some context for those that maybe don't follow college football, probably don't know what's going on. Maybe they're tuned out. DeBoer, Matthew, tell us, who was he coaching with before?
Well, they had Jalen Milroe.
No, sorry, which team was he coaching before he took over for Alabama? He was coaching for the Huskies.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was coaching for the Huskies, and they made it to the national championship.
Yeah.
And they made it to the national championship. They didn't win the national championship, but they made it there, which for the Huskies program, that is huge. It's almost like when TCU made it to the national championship and got absolutely their fucking teeth broken in by Georgia. But it wasn't that bad. But the Huskies made it to the national championship. DeBoer then, Saban announces retirement. He's leaving. DeBoer moves, and he goes from Washington to Alabama. Now, I'll ask you both the question. Knowing what we know a year later, would he have been better sticking it out in Washington, trying to build a program? Or did he do the right thing by, I wouldn't call it jumping ship, okay? Like, it's not jumping ship. You get to coach the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's a pretty fucking big deal. It's not jumping ship. But, like, how do you rate his decision? 1 to 10?
10.
Yeah? Still?
These jobs,
I agree.
These jobs don't come along. And if you turn down the chance to coach at Alabama, if you turn down Alabama, you're turning down Alabama because you have one school in mind and that's it. You don't that's same with Steve Sarkisian with Texas. You don't turn down certain jobs. If you have that opportunity, you don't turn it down.
You're only going to probably turn it down unless you want to go coach for your alma mater.
That's what I mean. If there's one school, you're turning them down because you're hoping one school.
There's one school, or you think you've got, like, if you're getting the NFL gig or whatever, like, I understand in that sense, but like, I remember Dan Lanning doing a whole little skit from Oregon, basically being like, I could have gone, but I didn't want to. I want to stay here with the Ducks. And now you just added some extra pressure on yourselves, sir. Good job. Good going. But Brandon, tell us about the Tide. Tell us what do you got for Alabama?
Now, their defense, they returned 7 key starters, so their defense is going to be great. They've got a new starting quarterback, and you're going to start seeing a little bit of a trend. Ty Simpson, brand new. That's their new starter. That's the guy they're going with. They're going to be in the mix, but they could also have some question marks again.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
I was
Now-
just going to add to that. They also have Isaiah Horton coming in from Miami this year, wide receiver.
Oh,
So
well,
that should add some, with the loss of Milrow, I think maybe
the
they
thing
got
is,
they
they're
got some
still going to
offensive
be.
weapons.
They're still going to be. I think they're still going to be a good team. I don't see them
Yeah.
falling off. Like they're not. I don't think they're going to be gone out of the way. Are they going to be a powerhouse under like they were under Saban? Maybe not. I don't think there could be any school in the NIL era that can really be that kind of powerhouse anymore. I feel like the playing field is so wide open. There's so much more parity now. There's so much more flipping going on with the transfer portal. It's hard to be like the biggest thing about Saban. What made him different was that he was able to recruit players and get them to invest and buy in, and they were churning out players left, right, and center. Now you got people from Texas Tech. We'll talk about in our other episode where they're just dumping in money, and you got all these schools now are suddenly buying into football. But yeah, Alabama. I don't think they're completely gone, but yeah, they're still not what they were with Saban. We'll save Oklahoma and Texas for a little bit later, but talk to us about Georgia, Brandon. Gunner Stockton, great name, 10 out of 10 name, Gunner. They got Gunner. Carson Beck is gone. Is Georgia reloading again, or is this finally the year the dynasty slips a little?
You know what? Georgia's still Georgia, and it's Kirby Smart. So you can't ever, he's the new SEC top dog with Saban gone. Sark's knocking on the door, but it's Kirby Smart.
He's the program builder in the SEC. Yeah.
Now, they are a younger team. They only returned 7 starters. And like I said, there's going to be a trend. Gunner Stockton, it's his first year. He's only got 1 career start. But they've got Nate Frazier as a true freshman. He had 671 yards and 8 touchdowns. So they need him to build on that. Now, they start the season with 2 easier games in Marshall and Austin Peay before their first conference game in Tennessee. Now, they've also got an easier schedule compared to some of the other SEC teams, like the Florida, Oklahoma. So they'll definitely be a contender for the SEC championship.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Those Bulldogs, the Peach State. Now, talk to us about Oklahoma. John Mateer under center. What are we seeing? What's going on over there?
Yeah, so we just talked about so John Mateer, he came over. They hit the transfer portal pretty hard. Again, their defense is going to be stout. It's how is that offense going to run, especially under with Ben Arbuckle. But I mean, him and John Mateer came from Washington State, so they're already in sync. Again, I hate Oklahoma. I want them to fail, but everyone else seems to be really high on them. So watch out for Oklahoma.
You think this year they're going to get more than 2 wins against SEC teams? I
hope
don't know.
not. I really hope not, but I think so.
Oh, man. And the number 1 team in the nation, preseason ranks, the team that, there's just something about them. The aura. They're located in probably one of the greatest cities in the United States. They are the brand that builds itself. They don't need all this money coming in, but they do. They have it. They don't need a dynasty named quarterback with allegiance to greatness from his family, but they have one. They don't need one of the best coaches in college football to continue their dominance, but they have one of those as well. Now, I recently pledged allegiance to the Longhorns.
Welcome, baby.
Big X the plug. New album out. Please stream that. All those things aside. Are we going to the fucking national championship with Texas, Brandon? What the fuck are we doing here? Talk to the Longhorn fans. Let them know there is a large Texas fan presence that listens to this podcast. What does this season hold for the Texas Longhorns?
So Texas is number 1 preseason ranked for the first time ever. Are they overhyped, overrated? I'm going to say yes. But at the same time, I think they're going to come out and I think they're going to prove it. So the question was always asked, is Texas back? It's like being a Cowboys fan, you know, the Cowboys. It's our year. It's
very
our
poetic,
year. Every
yes.
year is our year.
Yes,
Every
yes.
year for Texas is Texas back. I mean, back-to-back college semifinals in the playoffs. And really, I think both sides of the ball, they are stacked. You know, Texas offense does have some question marks. They lost a lot of production. They lost 4 of their offensive linemen to the draft. They lost Golden, Bond, Helm, Blue. You can say they lost Ewers, but you know, it's Manning.
There's a man waiting in the darkness to take over the throne. Its name is Arch Manning. Get your jerseys now. Start the bets going on now. And to those Colts fans listening to this that think they can tank for Arch Manning, fuck you. You ain't getting Arch.
Now, Arch Manning is, I mean, we'll talk about him a little bit more later. Obviously, he is one of the most overhyped quarterbacks. He's got the most pressure on him. But as I've talked about, they came in with a plan. That his whole recruiting process was, what is the plan we have for
He
Arch
could have
Manning?
gone to any other
He could have
school
gone to any school
and he could have
wanted.
started last year.
He could have gone to Georgia.
Yep. There's a reason why he went to Texas. There's a reason why a lot of, like, you see a lot of players, college football recruits, I would say, that have like family ties to football, that have like, that their dads have played football, their grandparents have played like high level football. There's a reason why Texas is getting them. It's like they can make a lot of NIL money anywhere. There's a plan, there's a process, everything under, like, they're all work. It's the same thing we talked about with the NFL, where we talk about it's a team. It's nobody's greater than the team, the logo. No one's greater than the Horns on Texas. You can be the greatest player. You can be whoever's grandson you want to be, but it works as a team. It works as a system. And that's what Sark is so good at deploying, is the system. So also underrated player, Colin Simmons. That's my dog. I'm big time on Colin Simmons. He's gonna have himself a really, really good year. I was big time on I believe Anthony Hill Jr. as well. I think Anthony Hill Jr. He's also a dog. Can you tell what side of the football I like to watch? But no, to your point, Brandon, I think there's no more person out there that has more pressure than Arch Manning. But I was reading a feature recently done on him and his siblings, and they talked about that. They talked about what's it like what was Arch like growing up? And they were like talking about, like, you know, how did he handle pressure, and how do you think he's going to handle the pressure when it comes to being QB1 for the University of Texas in Austin? Can you imagine the absolute aura of walking those hallways, or walking those, like, his brother is apparently a leader of a frat or something in like University of Texas. So I get it. It's gonna be the Manning year. There's plenty of things to get distracted with, but the one thing they said was Arch has always been about football. That's the number one thing about him, and the thing that he's most excited for this year is, like you said, he knows he hasn't done shit. He said it himself. He said, I haven't done anything. I don't know why people are taking selfies with me. But I think one of the best things he said in that article was, I want to give people a reason to validate all the selfies, to validate the jersey sales. He like, to the point, he even said, don't buy my jersey yet. I haven't done anything. Wait till I do something, then buy it.
But that's the thing with being a Manning.
His
family's known. Mm-hmm. He's known. He's got money. The family has money. They know he's going to go eventually to the NFL. So talking about the plan, he came in that first season and he redshirted. Just come to the program, learn what it means to be a Texas Longhorn.
Yeah, like, learn from not just Quinn Ewers, but learn from the big dogs like Calvin Banks. Learn from other guys that, like, now are in the NFL, but, like, at the time they were seniors, they were like sophomores, and, like, they were juniors, but, like, they were there setting the foundation of that program Sark speaks about.
And then, I mean, he only started 2 games, but he played well in them. He played in 6, and he had that 4 touchdown performance against UTSA, right? So, I mean, you've seen what he can do, but now it's you are the dog. You are the go-to.
Yeah.
You are the man. You need to go out and you need to be the man.
Yeah.
They have the expectations on him are sky high. I don't know of any.
I've never seen anybody that's never played like a full season as a starter walk into such high expectations.
The high expectations, the pressure, everything. Like, he is a god. I mean, look at what Paul Feinbaum said about him. Like,
He's the man.
So
shout out Paul. Hey, come on the podcast. We'd love to have you.
but look for him and Ryan Wingo, because obviously Ryan Wingo last year, when they're in practice, that's who Arch was throwing to. So Ryan Wingo is going to be the guy, but they've got so many weapons coming in with French and Kalik Lockett.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
CJ Baxter's back from injury to go with Wisner.
Not to mention they got some transfers too, Cole Brevard and Murad Watson too. So that's going to add to the defensive front.
No, game 1 can't come soon enough. Ohio State, Texas, baby. It's gonna be a doozy. So we talked a little bit about Arch as a player to watch. That's an easy one. Everyone's got that. How about that boy in Georgia? What are your thoughts on him? Gunnar Stockton. Like you said, he's fresh, but he's going into a system that is a it's proven system. Actually, I shouldn't say it's a proven system. It's a proven system. The Bulldogs have stuff set in place for him. What are your thoughts on that system?
So with Gunnar Stockton, as a Texas fan, I have to hate him.
Yes.
He came in for an injured Carson Beck in the SEC title game. And, aside from the interception, which, at the time
was very
going nuts.
Yeah, which was great.
Sent the game to overtime. He did his job and he won the game for the Bulldogs. Now, as talking about Heisman, they led the league with 36 drops last year. They brought in a couple transfers. Zachariah Branch out of USC, Noah Thomas from Texas A&M. They got some returnees like Colby Young. They think that this is going to be one of their deepest wide receiver rooms. Kirby Smart has said, but when you look at his odds, he's plus 2,500. So they don't have high expectations out of him.
My oh my. Now, aside from those two, is there a third player that people should be keeping their eyes on in terms of a Heisman watch? Is there anything else that you would say, like, you know what, keep an eye on him?
Garrett Nussmeier.
Oh yeah, baby.
Netflix famous.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Netflix fame.
So how I was talking about with trends, I was talking about Alabama. They've got a new quarterback. Georgia, new quarterback. Texas, Arch Manning, new quarterback.
Yeah.
They've got Garrett Nussmeier is a 5th-year senior.
Yep.
They only return Aaron Anderson, but he was there. I think he led the league, led their team in receptions. So, they need him to go because, Brian Kelly's job really depends on it.
Yeah, Brian Kelly's job is really depending on that. To add to that, with LSU, I just think big time with those guys, you got to stop the run. You got to do a better job stopping the run, and you got to do a better job running the ball. It's got to complement the passing game. They actually brought in 2 highly touted freshman running backs, Harlem Berry and Cade Durham. And then I know we're getting the Weeks brothers back in Witt and West. And then actually a little side note, I don't know if you guys know, but they have the number 1 recruit in 2026 committed to them. He's actually defensive and offensive lineman. So he's like the Travis Hunter of the trenches.
He's
the Travis Hunter of the trenches.
Okay. Trench Travis Hunter.
Trademark
pending. We're gonna get that
Buddy,
on this podcast. Trench Travis Hunter. That's gonna be our little pitch.
You guys watch the clip. This guy's insane. He's an athletic 6'5", 285. His name's Lamar Brown. So I hope Coach O come back and coach the boy, make him a star at Baton Rouge.
You've already gotten people riled up with your Cincinnati Bengals take, and now you're getting people riled up with this coach overturn. It's something about you and getting coaches fired and then rehired. They call you the coach whisperer out here. The only player that I think, like, we haven't given them much love, Tennessee, shout out Tennessee, David Sanders Jr. He's an offensive lineman for him. He's earned the starting right tackle job, I believe, right now. For them, he's going to be starting. He is a top 10 recruit that they're bringing in. He's a freshman. He's a dog. Like, he is an absolute dog. So I'm excited to see what David Sanders can do this upcoming season. Now, going into it, we're almost up in time for our SEC segment here, but a couple of questions. I'll pose this to both of you. Who owns the SEC in 2025? Like, there's programs, like this is my take on the SEC. There are programs that have been built that are consistent and that have like little to no pressure on the head coach and their star players to get it done. Georgia. I think they're built. They've got it. Even Alabama, I think they've earned the right to like get some slack. Like, people are not losing their minds if Alabama is not in the national championship game. However, there are other teams that have all the pressure on them to get over the hump. And they have a lot of pressure riding on like their coaching staff, their players. Some of them being LSU, some of them being Texas. I can see there's a lot of love for Texas right now. I love it. I bought some merch. It's a beautiful thing. The best merch in the nation. However, things can get real sour with a couple losses. Things can get really, really crazy and really, really different. Everyone loves Sark right now. Everyone loves his messaging, everything. But you start the season 0-2, you start the season 0-3. Now suddenly everything's a different kind of tone, because there is a lot more than ever before. There's more money being invested in college football at a rapid rate, and people's emotions are stock high. So they may not have board of directors to report to on these schools, but they have donors and they have people that are asking a whole lot more questions than they probably were. To paint that landscape, who owns the SEC in 2025? So by that case, who wins the SEC in 2025? I'll start with you, Matthew. Who do you have?
I think it's the team going in as number one in the nation. You know, I think it is Texas. I think across the board, you know, Steve Sarkisian, he's built a program there that players want to come by and then they want to just learn from it. And now you add Arch Manning into this. I know Quinn Ewers was great last year with them and throughout the whole program of the years before. Yeah. But I think Arch Manning, he can just come in and just light it up. I mean, we saw a little bit of it last year with him in the season and what he can do with his legs and his arm. And I think, you know, they have a favorable schedule this year. I mean, it's not easy, but it is favorable for them. Yeah. And there's a lot of games that I think they can win. And there's a couple of tests early on, but I think Texas, unfortunately, I like to say LSU, but I think Texas is probably going to come out top.
There's that voice of reason. See that? There's that non-homer pick. That's why he's on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the granulated mind there. Wouldn't everyone like me to say Oklahoma? No.
Well, you brought him back from the dead.
Yeah, I brought him back from the dead.
Yeah,
no,
let's not talk about that.
No, Texas is winning the SEC. And I think Texas is winning the SEC for a variety of reasons, but I think number one, Mr. Arch Manning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Arch Manning will be the king of the SEC. He will be sitting there with his throne, and he will come back the year after to do it right again. Texas, SEC champs, book it.
So all three of us are on Texas?
Yes. That is their
number one going in.
There's no debate with this whatsoever.
Well,
going in number one.
It's funny how the LSU fan says Texas. So
LSU
I'll actually say LSU.
Oh, thank you.
No,
we're gonna
shut
take.
your mouth.
We're gonna be in the playoff.
A little switcheroo.
Yeah, you can be.
This is not genuine podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. This is called a liar.
I like this. You can win the SEC championship. We'll be in the playoff.
No.
This is what the hell. First of all, you cannot get us a potential YouTube violation for screaming at the top of your lungs when I brought Oklahoma back, and then now nominate LSU to win the SEC.
Go talk about someone else, right? Like,
explain yourself.
I'm going to be a homer, and I'm going to say Texas. They're stacked on both sides of the ball.
Thank you. That makes more sense.
I love the peer pressure.
I was like, absolutely fucking not. Are we doing this? We're not doing the. Oh well, I guess I have to. We're not first fucking take. No, okay.
Here's how it goes.
You know what you just did, Brandon?
No.
You just did Gun to the Earth Iguodala by Max
No.
Kellerman. When
No.
Max Kellerman was like, I have to disagree with Stephen A.
No,
He
I just
already
gotta
said Curry.
bring up the two. So obviously, I'm gonna be like I said, I'm gonna be a homer and say Texans
Yeah.
are stacked on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They lost a ton of talent, but they also brought back in a ton of talent. You know.
Yes, sir.
You got your 5 stars in French, Lockett coming in. You still have Simmons, Hill. But I'll just say LSU for one reason. Nussmeier.
There it
Everyone
is.
has
There it
new quarterbacks. Nussmeier has the experience.
Yeah, he does.
So they
Wait,
no,
hold
they
on.
have to win.
Hold on. Experience of what?
5 years.
Yeah, he's
But what did
senior.
he do?
It doesn't matter. He's a 5th-year starter.
he
But he
compared
didn't-
to a first-year starter.
But
The
he hasn't-
SEC, the experience is going to
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. But like he has. We're not talking great. What experience? Like.
Well, he was like.
Are you
what?
saying a 5th-year starter means nothing?
No,
Yeah.
it means something, but like
Of course it means something. It's
but
the
I'm like,
SEC.
but I'm like, he's not like he was out there winning bowl games and winning like going on and winning like the national championship. He was up. You could. There's 5th-year starters that are on fucking other shittier. Kentucky probably has a 5th-year starter.
But they're not LSU.
That is true. There's maybe a little bit more talent surrounding Mr. Nussmeier. That is true. But I just think that like Nussmeier, while great, I love his name. Great name, Nussmeier. 10 out of 10. Great on a jersey. But like he still has to prove things. He has not.
absolutely.
He has not proven anything in his 5 years, which is probably more alarming than a freshman. Because if I have a 5th year that hasn't proven anything, I'm a lot more concerned being an LSU fan, being like, all right. And his whole saga when he was on the Netflix show, going, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna go back. I was like he was humming and hawing, and I'm like, do you even want if you don't want to be in college, you don't want to be in college. But there's no reason to hum and haw this much, sir. So it'll be interesting to see. He's locked in. He will be heavily motivated because he's going to be declaring for the draft. So he will have a lot to play for, I would say, when it comes to LSU. But yeah, no, they're not winning the SEC. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Brian Kelly will get fired. It's gonna be great December.
Well, so I mean, if he doesn't at least make the playoffs, he's gone.
He's toast. Like he is.
Okay, we'll win it. We'll win it all, and then we can be like Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson, fire him after winning it all. And then
You would
bring in
have to
Coach
win
Shaw.
it twice. Okay, you would have to win it twice. That's what you'd have to
Yeah,
do.
you Cowboys fans, you can't have nice things.
No,
No, we
no, we
can't.
cannot have nice things. All right. Well, we talked about the kings of the SEC. Who's got a better chance of collapsing? Oklahoma or any other team in the SEC? Sorry, Oklahoma. This is just what we do here now.
I don't like Oklahoma going into this year. I don't like them, and I didn't like them last year.
Maybe you're like low key a Longhorns fan. Like you have all the
No,
makings.
don't drag me into this.
You have all the makings to be a Longhorns fan. You picked them to win the SEC, and then you hate Oklahoma. You're actually, it's quite beautiful, actually, I must say. Something about the environment that we record in that just makes you hook them.
No, I don't know. I'll throw it over,
Look at
man.
him! Look
I'm
at
not
him! Look at him!
No comment about this. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Brandon. Who
I'm
do you
gonna
think?
say Oklahoma
He
as
just
well.
he's like, I don't want to talk more about Oklahoma.
I am gonna say Oklahoma as well. Just, I mean, one for one, I hate them,
Yeah,
and then for two, I hope that defense falters. I mean, they're gonna have a good defense, but if their defense, I mean, they led the league in fumbles last year, so if they need to do that again, if they don't, and that offense, say John Mateer comes in, or maybe say like I know he got implicated in that gambling, that Venmo, the 2 transactions for sports betting. I don't know how that's even gone. But if say they do an investigation,
they're not
they find out,
doing shit.
They're
to
not,
him.
obviously.
They're not gonna do.
But I'm
shit.
saying if they lose him for that reason, then all of a sudden Oklahoma's a different team.
I will double down. LSU will be collapsing. It will be.
Fuck off.
It will be a collapse for LSU. We will lose Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly will have to go coach UNLV or
Dan
something.
Mullen's not losing his job.
Somewhere. We're kicking him out. We're kicking Brian Kelly to the curb. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't. There's a lot of question marks there I have with LSU. Their inability to get it done in previous seasons. They're still staring everything. Like they talk about pressure. That's pressure right there. Not being able to get it done and then like walking in. Like Garrett Nussmeier's got a lot of pressure on him. So
I mean, yeah, you have a point. Out of all the head
Out of all-
coaches in college football, Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly's got the most pressure. Like
got
he's
the
gonna be
most
he's gonna be slamming the fucking the table the most. So I don't know. When it comes to pressure, and like sometimes pressure makes diamonds, other times pressure makes you have a very splattered up toilet. And like it's up to Brian Kelly and Garrett Nussmeier to figure out which one they're gonna be. Games that matter. So 3 games. I know there's a ton of college football, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody doesn't have time to watch them, but if there's 3 SEC games this year that you can you're encouraging our listeners to tune into, what are they?
Well, I mean, week 1 is
Yes,
Texas
sir.
for Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
That is, I mean, I know, Matthew, you're on the battle of the Death Valleys, but Texas, Ohio State, I mean,
That's
this
going to
is-
be beautiful.
Saban's the starter for Ohio State, and what is it? Week 1 starters against number 1 teams have lost. They're like 0-18 or something.
Yeah.
So that's not looking good for Ohio State. Texas is just loaded both sides of the ball. In their scrimmage, everyone was talking about Arch Manning couldn't lead them. The offense didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's more about the defense. Our defense is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to score points against that Texas defense. Now, the secondary has some question marks. We lost, we lost a ton of production to the draft. But, yeah, no, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. But, Texas, I'm taking Texas.
Bevo. Georgia versus Bama. That should be a good one. Who do you got in that?
I'm taking Georgia because it's in Georgia. Georgia doesn't lose at home. They've won 31 straight home games going back to 2019 when they lost to South Carolina. Georgia does not lose at home.
That's
so
an
I'm
insane
going with Georgia.
Matthew, you?
Yeah, I like Georgia in that one for sure.
God damn it. We're going to have to we're bringing them back. We're bringing them back.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Don't give a piss about nothing but Tide. Blitz, Bama, blitz, baby. Blitz, Bama, blitz. I love America and I love the Tide, baby. And I love Will to death. Yeah, right. Don't give a shit about piss but the Tide. Tide, go get them. Tide, go take them down.
Hey, we're going to take them down. Blitz, Bama, blitz. I got Bama. Sure. Maybe our first side bet.
Now,
what's game 3? Give us game 3.
This next game has the potential to be massive. Florida versus LSU. Especially if LSU loses to Clemson in week 1, this game is
That's your
an
season.
absolute must win. Or else then we go into LSU is going to collapse.
Brian Kelly could be out of a. Are you
cannot
telling me
lose.
Brian Kelly could be out of a job before October 1st? Oh my days! Oh my days! It's like Christmas.
Yeah. 'cause
Sorry,
this-
Brian Kelly.
like we
if you're
talked about
hold on. Let me make it. So I'm Mr. Brian Kelly. If you are listening to this, I just want you to know we would love to have you on the podcast. We would love to ask you some football questions and peek into your
No,
brain.
I don't want him on the podcast. I want him to get on the field
Listen,
and coach this team. He doesn't need to get on the mic.
we'd love to have you. So maybe it'll be a solo interview. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry if we hurt your feelings. But you could be unemployed by October 1st. So who knows? Maybe you have time. Yes, go ahead.
That's the game that, especially like I said, if LSU loses to Clemson, LSU Florida is massive.
Oh man. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is our first of 4 conference previews and episodes that we're doing. I'm being told by my co-host that he has one thing to add here.
Who do you think is going to play for the SEC championship?
Oh, lovely question. I'm gonna go for pure just vibes, and I'd love to give away a jersey. Let's go Vanderbilt, Texas. Just give me the vibes. Diego, bring it home, baby. Let's do it. What do you think, Matthew?
No. I said it before. I got Texas LSU. You're gonna win the SEC championship, but then we're gonna get you back in the college football playoff.
Okay.
LSU's gonna come back with a vengeance.
That's very nice. Very nice. It's good to have dreams. I like it. Brandon?
Now, the game I want is Texas Georgia. I want revenge.
The game you need is Texas Oklahoma.
Fuck no.
That's the game we
That's not
all
gonna
need.
happen. That's not gonna
Dude,
happen.
that would be like just chaos. We'd have to go down there.
Yeah,
It would have to be. We'd have to fly down there and just visit ourselves.
So that's the game I want. But I think it's going to be Texas versus LSU.
Oh,
Who's winning in that one?
Texas, obviously.
You can have that.
It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. We thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, first of 4 previews that we're doing. We really wanted to make sure we gave you guys the content you guys needed going into college football. Man, we can't say enough. Thank you guys for all the support. Everything you guys have done so far for us, it's been insane. Shout out to our friends at the Washington Huskies. We will be coming. We're coming down there. We're gonna be doing that. We're doing that game against Illinois. Thank you guys for your hospitality. Thank you to the NFL for those lovely NFL draft tickets. We love it. We love it. We love it here. And paying our accommodation. We love that too. Listen. None of this could be possible without you guys. So thank you again. If you haven't followed us, please follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, Red Zone Blitz Pod. If you have any questions, inquiries, you want to talk up shit to Brandon, Brandon is awaiting the shit talking. Red Zone Blitz Podcast at gmail.com. If you are a sponsor and you don't want to talk shit, but you want to talk business, we got you too. Same email, same people. We'll talk to you there. Until next time, hey, keep safe. Have your beers. Just remember, roll tide, nothing but the blitz. But Arch Manning is going to deliver a generational season, and we can't wait to be a part of it.
Welcome, baby.
Go Tigers.